next guest left Vietnam on a boat to Australia at the age of 9. Today, he is one of Australia's funniest imports and also an accomplished violinist. Ladies and gentlemen, the world's only Vietnamese boat person comic, Hung Le. Yeah. With authority, man. How are you? It's all yours, buddy. Go get it done.
Yo, what up? Ni hao, brown cow. Hi, my name's Hung. As you can see, I'm not from here. I'm from Vietnam. Anyone been to Vietnam? Yeah? You weren't there, motherfucker. Tell me about myself. I came to Australia in 1975. We were one of the very first Vietnamese boat people in Australia, right? And so the government didn't know what to do with it. So the immigration department decided to help us out. Decided to give us an interpreter, a translator to help us get our bank books and get our life together and You know how close I came to an English-speaking Vietnamese guy in Australia in 1975? They gave us a guy from Malta. They thought, oh yeah, Maltese, Vietnamese, close enough, right? And we didn't know what to eat when we came to Australia, So me and my mum went to the supermarket. And we'd never been in a supermarket before, right? My mum came back from the supermarket the first day with a box of cornflakes. Right? So the whole family, we sat around the dinner table going, trying to work it out because, we couldn't read it because, it wasn't in Maltese. And it's got a bloody chicken on it. And so my mum works it out. It's very smart, my mum. She goes, okay. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get a piece of bread. I'll put some margarine on it. I put some cornflake on it. Some soy sauce. And sent us off to school. Oh, man. My dad ate cornflake sandwiches for 15 years. He had no idea, right? We didn't have the heart to tell him, right? And, I'm watching all these movies, right? That Hollywood's making all these movies, right? That white people are kicking the shit out of Asians with kung fu. Keanu Reeves in The Matrix knows kung fu. Buffy knows kung fu. You know who started all this? David Carradine. Remember David Carradine? Yeah. 1973. There was a show on TV called Kung Fu, right? And it's about Kung Fu, right? David Carradine and Bruce Lee auditioned for the same gig. And David Carradine got the gig because, Carradine's such a good Chinese name and everything, right? And how this happened, he's a Shaolin monk, okay? And how to become a Shaolin monk. At the end of every show, his last test, he has to pick up this boiling cauldron. And it's got a dragon on one side and a tiger on the other side. He has to pick it up and it burns into his forearms and he becomes a Shaolin monk. When I was young, I was watching this, right? And I'm going, man, I want to become a Shaolin monk. But I didn't have the boiling cauldron. So I cranked up my mum's rice cooker, picked it up, went like that. So now I've got Samsung and made in Korea. Thank you very much, you guys.
Oh, come on down, man. Good job. Good. Let me see, just to be... Yep, there it is. David Carradine. Boy, I haven't thought about that. Grasshopper.
Grasshopper.
I like that. That was
you
good.
Like that?
Yeah, that was really good.
They were the good old days.
Clearly an inspiration. Just started all those white people learning that stuff.
Mate, David Carradine, they shot everything in the middle of the day. All he did was just walk into the sun. Pretend he was Asian.
That's all that's needed, huh?
Yeah.
Just go right into bright lights.
That's it.
I never really thought about the fall of Saigon kicking off a comedy career. So tell us about the boat ride. Do you remember that? That was a long ride.
The last day of the Vietnam War, right?
Yeah.
April 30th, 1975, we get this phone call. Says you've got 3 hours to leave the country. So quickly, we packed our bags, fed the dog to Granny, loaded the car, banked it down to the dock, and so we left with this leaking prawn trawler, right? And I'll tell you about this boat, mate. This boat was leaking so much that prawns were shitting themselves. And so the Americans picked us up The American Navy were in international waters, and they picked up refugees, and they took us to Subic Bay in the Philippines. Remember Subic Bay?
Yeah, sure.
It used to be one great big American naval car park situation, right?
Yep.
And so picture this, right? We hadn't eaten anything for a week, right? I mean, on this boat, there was no food, no water, no karaoke,
no
nothing,
prawns,
right?
nothing.
So picture this, right? 10,000 starving Vietnamese people in black pajamas. They put us in a single file heading towards a food tent. They had a food tent there. Guess what they gave us?
Cornflakes.
A cheeseburger and a Pepsi.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Yeah, world's first Happy Meal.
Welcome to America in the Philippines.
That's it. And dessert was hot dogs. They gave us hot dogs, right? And I'm standing there. I get mine, I'm standing there. And I said to the dude, I said, mate, that's disgusting. And the guy's looking at me and he goes, what's wrong with it? I said, well, in my country, we don't eat this bit of the dog, man. And so, well, that's it, you know. There's comedy and everything.
It is. You leave that one for Grandma. Just forget it. How did you settle in?
Settle in where?
Into Australia. So you roll up, and you're at Subic Bay. We didn't finish the story. And then you roll down to Australia from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Well, you just got back on the boat? What happened?
From the Philippines, they took us to Guam. The Americans built refugee camps on this tropical island called Guam, right? Guam was sort of like Club Med with barbed wire around it. So we were on Guam for about 4 months, and we had a choice of either going to France, Canada, or Australia, right? And we didn't want to go to France because French people live there, and we didn't want to go to Canada because French people live there.
Exactly.
And so we picked Australia because someone told us it was really hot there, and so we landed in Melbourne. 10 of us moved into a 1-bedroom flat. And it all started off there.
All started there. Yeah. The rest is history. Cornflakes and all.
Cornflakes, sandwiches and all.
Then how old were you when you went back to Vietnam for the first time? Have you performed over there?
Mate, well, I have, but you have to get a license to speak in Vietnam, you know. It's a communist country, and you can't talk about sex, drugs, religion, politics, and well, that's my whole career, so I can't really... Or
they're going to boot you out of there. They're just going to toss you out again.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, I can't say this sort of stuff.
No.
No, in Vietnam it just disappeared.
Oh, we're huge there.
Yeah,
Asia Uncut Jan's huge in Vietnam.
They put you back on the boat and go, mate.
Yeah, see, you seem to manage well the first time. Get out of here. Go try it again.
Yeah.
So, Australia comedy?
Yeah.
When did it start? How old were you when you started on the scene, on the circuit? Is it the circuit or the scene? What's your jargon?
Yeah. The scene I started 17 years ago. I used to be a violinist, and being Asian and got all your fingers and become a violinist, right? And so I was a violinist since I was 11. Went to uni, did the whole thing, and then the recession in 1990 hit us really badly, and we couldn't get any more work, you know. So I thought I'd decide to go do stand-up, and I had to split money with so many guys, you know. So do
you work it into your act like Henny Youngman? Didn't he have a violin?
Oh yeah, I walk on stage with the violin, right? Go, and say that was a little Chinese piece called Chu Ning, and I put it down. That's it.
Where do you like to perform out here? Do you do it in Hong Kong?
Yeah, next couple of weeks going to Hong Kong, Bangkok, and yeah, I'm trying to slide into the Asian market. So you know, there's clubs in Tokyo, Shanghai. I'll be the big funny Chinaman. The world's tallest Vietnamese comedian.
Favorite comedians? Then we're booting you off of this show. Right in the boat.
Oh man, George Bush.
Put me in the boat. Get the boat ready.
Get the boat ready. This guy.
So sorry. Who are the favorite comedians? Did you say George Bush? He is funny.
Man, George Bush. He was the backbone of my comedy for 10 years.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Comedians are dry after that.
Yeah, that's it. We got nothing to say now. Now I have to talk about girlfriends and stuff. So,
I know, back to the boring thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, hey, thanks, Hung. I really appreciate you coming by. Hung Lee.
No worries,
everyone.
Mate.
Stay tuned, Asia Uncut. We'll be right back after this. Good